So thank you for joining everybody that's here. And Alice, thank you for always allowing this group to be and for joining today. What I wanted to do today was sort of inspired by an experience I had last night. And so maybe hopefully it'll resonate for others as well. So I'd like to start with just kind of like setting our intention, kind of a prayer invocation. So for myself, I just ask to be a clear channel for healing messages and positive energy. And I ask that each person here today receive exactly what they need to hear and the healing that they need to receive. And I trust that that happens. And we just call on the presence of our own higher selves, our souls that are connected to Source. We call on the presence of our Creator to be here and surround us. And we also call on and thank our spirit guides and other high vibrational beings who are connected with Source that can be here and surround us with love and peace and harmony and healing. So thank you very much, everyone, for joining. And we thank the people that will be helping us in spirit. So I wanted today to do a quick opening sort of clearing exercise. So I'm really big on the power of the chakras in our hands. And those chakras are connected to our heart chakra. They're little subsets of our heart chakra. So what I would like you guys to do, let's just do some, everybody get comfortable. I need to do that myself here. And in whatever way you just feel good in your seat and solidly grounded to the chair or the sofa or bed or whatever you're on right now. And so let's just take a couple nice deep breaths in together to kind of quiet our minds and center ourselves. And I always like to do an inhale to the count of 4, hold it for 4, and then do an exhale twice as long, so to the count of 8, because that long exhale is what relaxes the vagus nerve that runs up our torso, and that triggers our nervous system to calm down and relax. So let's all take a nice deep from the belly breath in to the count of 4 and hold it. And then nice slow exhale. Sometimes it's nice to even exhale out your mouth. So another nice deep breath in, hold, and a nice slow exhale. And one more nice deep breath in. Hold it. And nice slow exhale. Okay, so now just imagine pulling in through your crown some beautiful, clear, however you see it, golden light, white light of healing and positivity. And let's just send it to our hand chakras. And as we're doing this, you might want to even rub your hands together a little bit and sort of energize those chakras. So just at your pace, just breathe in and send that beautiful golden or white pure light to your hand chakras. When you feel your hand chakras are nice and energized, then we're going to use them as just sort of little cleaning brushes today. And so just take your hands and just use them as a comb through your energy field from your crown, around your third eye, clearing your throat. And you can just stop occasionally and recharge them. And you can just kind of brush wherever you feel the need, your heart, down your arms, right and left, just kind of brushing away any negative energy, anything we want to release that we have been carrying and maybe not even aware. And just kind of brush along your torso, through your hips, just kind of cleansing all the way down your legs, down your feet. And we can just send this energy that we want to release down to Mother Earth, who can receive it and cleanse it. So just energize your hands as you feel the need and just do a little more brushing, releasing anything you don't that's not serving you. Put it that way. Just kind of brushing through your field and send it down to Mother Earth. Okay, excellent. So let's begin our Reiki exercise. And before I start, let me explain what I hope everyone can do today. Sometimes when I personally have heard about meditation methods, um, a lot of people that teach meditation, they seem to make the goal to be like to have no thoughts. And I always find that curious because I think we have some thoughts that are actually helpful thoughts. And so I think it's a matter of curating our thoughts. And so what I wanted to focus on today is as we go through each chakra and each area that they represent, rather than having no thoughts, I wanted to stop and ask each chakra a question. And the question we're going to be asking today, and we're going to be listening to, because this is about listening to the right thoughts, is we're going to ask each chakra, we're going to think of a situation that's happened. And it may be recently, it may be a few years ago, or it may even be from our childhoods. And we're going to go back to that situation, whatever comes up. And if nothing comes up, that's okay. But if something comes up for you, think of a situation. And the question is, who needed to be heard in that moment and wasn't heard? This is about hearing and listening. And it may be yourself and something that in that moment you didn't hear from your own soul and your own self. Or it may be something from someone else in a situation that you weren't hearing that you should have heard. And it may give you a new perspective on that situation. So that's how I'd like to do. So let's just start with our crown. And you can imagine pulling in some beautiful white light or golden light and sending that first to our crown chakra. And our crown chakra being the center of our connection to the divine. So just focus on that chakra for a moment and send it some love and healing, and tell this chakra, your divine connection, that you're willing to be quiet and listen today to what needs to be heard. So see if a situation may come up that had to do with your divine connection to your own soul or to the creator, and see if there's something that wasn't heard in that situation, either from your own soul or from someone else's. As you're listening, just continue to be sending love and harmony to your crown chakra, taking in whatever wisdom and insights you may be receiving, and hearing them with a fresh ears and fresh perspective. And as you feel able, if you're ready, you can maybe send some positive love and energy and healing to the crown chakras of other people in the group today and who may be hearing this in the future on the recording. Or if you need to continue with your own, just feel free to do that. And as you're ready, let's move down to our third eye chakra, the center of our intuition and our knowing and our being in touch with ourselves, the divine, and understanding our life purpose and seeing others clearly because we're in tune with that intuition. So our perception is maybe raised outside of our normal human personality perception, and we can tap into that outer perception that comes from outside of ourselves but is connected to us. And so breathe in some beautiful golden or white light and send it to your third eye chakra. Nice deep breaths, just sending love and letting your third eye know that today you're here to listen with clear, open ears and tapping into the perspective that you're allowed through this chakra. And so see if a situation comes to your mind and let it be the first thing that comes to your mind. Don't judge, just the first thing that comes to your mind. And if nothing comes to your mind, just send love and healing to this area. But if you're thinking of a situation recently or in the past, ask your third eye chakra if you needed to be heard in that situation and what you didn't get to say and be heard on, or if someone else needed to be heard that you weren't able to do in that moment. But now, with the lapse of time and different perspective, you're able to maybe hear them. Continuing to just breathe nice and deeply and sending healing, loving, peaceful energy to your third eye chakra. And if you feel that you've completed what you needed to do at this chakra, you may send some just beautiful energy to the third eye chakras of everyone else in the group. and people who may be hearing this in the future. And as you feel ready and able, let's move down to our throat chakra, the center of our truth speaking abilities. So, very critical to this exercise today, because very likely all of us are carrying in our throat a time that we didn't speak our truth. We didn't feel we could be heard, or maybe we didn't allow someone else to do that for whatever reasons. Then there's no judging ourselves or anyone else here. And so think of a situation, ask your throat to take you to a time that either you weren't heard or you weren't listening to somebody else who needed to be heard. And if you ever think of a situation that feels a little too close or raw still, you can always imagine putting that situation up on a movie screen a little bit away from you and watch it from a distance. So just send non-judgmental love and healing to this situation, yourself, and anyone else involved. Continuing to breathe nice and deeply, and just sending love, peace, and healing to your throat chakra and to whatever situation you may be reviewing. Knowing that healing can come at any time, even after the fact. And as you feel able, you might send some beautiful energy to the throat chakras of everyone else in the Reiki share. And as you feel ready and able, let's drop down into our beautiful heart chakras. And so just take a moment to take some nice deep breaths and send beautiful, pure, golden or white light to your heart chakra. It has so much love for you and for others that you encounter. so as you're doing that, ask your heart chakra and tell it you're willing to listen right now to a scenario that maybe in the past you weren't able to listen, or maybe somebody else wasn't listening to you and hearing you. But right now, you can bring all the compassionate energy from your heart to that moment and that scenario with a fresh perspective, just surrounding it with love, no judgment, with just healing intentions. And just as we sort of used our hands to rake and clear earlier, remember your hands are connected to your heart chakra. So if there's anything you need to release from your heart or clear, you can just use your hands to help that process. If you feel drawn to do that, you can just or you can use your hands to almost embrace or hug if that's needed yourself or someone else at that moment. Just continuing to breathe, knowing there's an infinite amount of love available to each and every one of us from the divine. And we can use that to fill up our hearts where our hearts may be hurting or empty. You can just send that beautiful energy to your heart and fill it, filling up. And however you experience that, maybe you feel it enlarging, or maybe you feel it spinning or glowing, beautiful green or pink energy. And as you feel able, you might share some of that love and compassion with everyone in the Reiki share group. And in particular, I ask we remember Judy and my friend Deb and send them some love and compassion. And if you feel complete and ready, let's move down into our solar plexus, the beautiful yellow center of energy that connects us to our own personal power and to our self-esteem. So imagine just breathing in some beautiful golden or white light, sending it to this yellow ball of energy, giving it some love, some gratitude. And as you're doing that, stop and ask your solar plexus to take you to a situation that affected your personal power or your self-esteem. And in that moment, ask what needed to be heard from your own soul to you or from someone else's soul to you. We're having somebody just join us. So, Pamela, we're working on our solar plexus right now. And we're just, I don't know if you heard anything, but we're stopping to ask each chakra. We're thinking today of being listeners, and we're going to situations that we have experienced either in the recent past, in years past, or even in our early childhood. And we're asking each chakra to take us to that situation and let us be hearing with clear ears today something that needed to be heard either from our own soul to ourselves or from someone else's soul that we weren't able to hear in that moment. But today, with fresh perspective, we can listen and hear. Remembering to surround this moment with just compassion, non judgment, but reclaiming your power to your solar plexus if you gave any away in that moment, or giving back anyone else's power you may have inadvertently taken in that moment, and just bringing some peace and closure to that situation. And as you feel ready or able, you might send some beautiful positive energy to the solar plexus of everyone else that's here in the Reiki share today. And as you feel ready, let's all move down into our sacral chakra, the beautiful the orange center of our creativity, of our um, physical creativity and our sexual energy and ability to produce other human beings, but also our metaphysical creativity and the power of our soul to come down into the physical plane and create and manifest things through who we are here in this lifetime right now. So you can pull in some beautiful golden or white light through your crown chakra and send it down to your sacral chakra, letting that receive and glow a little brighter or spin a little more easily. And as you're doing that, ask your sacral chakra to take you to a moment or a situation where you need to listen today to hear yourself in that moment or someone else. And maybe you can bring a little creative thought today to that situation and maybe even think of a different ending that you would rather it have had. And you can use your creative mind to apply that ending to that scenario if that brings you some peace and closure to it. You can just reimagine a whole conversation or situation. And as you feel able or ready, you might send some beautiful energy to the sacral chakras of others here in the Reiki Share group with us today or who may hear this recording in the future. We're all connected at the same time, no matter what our perception of human time is. And as you feel ready and able, let's all drop down into our root chakra, the red ball of energy that is about our safety, our security, our sense of courage, and our sense of tribe and community. Maybe your family, maybe your chosen family or birth family. And so as you send some beautiful golden or white cleansing, healing light that you draw in with each breath through your crown and send it down to your root chakra. As you're doing that, have a dialogue with your root chakra today and ask it to take you to a situation where there was some thing around your sense of security or maybe around a sense of fear that you felt in that moment or that scenario, because sometimes our fears will block our ears so that we aren't hearing ourselves or other people. And so today, we're releasing that fear that we experienced at that time because now we're free of that fear and we have a clear perspective. So take your clear, open ears to that scenario and see what needed to be heard from yourself or someone else in that moment and just listen. And as you may feel able, you can send some beautiful energy to the root chakras of everyone else in the Reiki Share group. And as we're winding down and completing whatever we need to finish, I just ask that we give gratitude to our creator source of all healing and wisdom, to the guides who've been present surrounding us and helping us today, to our own souls who have spoken to us today, to the souls of other people who have spoken to us today in a way we could hear, and just to each chakra for participating. From our crown, we give thanks. To our third eye, we give thanks. To our throat, we give thanks. To our heart, we give thanks and love and gratitude. To our solar plexus, we give thanks. To our sacral chakra, we give thanks. And to our root, we give our deepest gratitude for keeping us safe and secure. And so as you feel ready, you can just kind of come back into this, I would say the room, but the Zoom room. And you might want to rub your hands together, or rub your eyes, or rub your feet on the ground, and just kind of come back. So as we do our share, and we had a couple people, Pamela and Melanie came in a little bit late, so hopefully y'all heard part of that. And you can always, Alice posts these recordings on her website, so if you ever want to go back and try it from the beginning, you're welcome to do that whenever she gets it posted. So I always like to ask people, I'm going to turn on my little chat screen. If anyone needs to leave early and wants to share, you could write the word stack in the chat and I'll call on you first. Or otherwise, I can just go around and call on folks. Alice, would you like to start then? You have to unmute yourself. You're muted still.
I'm going to defer to Shar because I know she needs to leave.
Oh,
so we'll, I know that for a fact. So
okay.
Let her go first.
Shar, you should have stacked.
I know. I thought, well, we have 11 minutes. I might just put the word stack in a few minutes. But anyways, but thank you, Alice. I appreciate that. And thank you, Paula, for leading us through that. I often don't know what I need until it's happening. And I really needed this today. So thank you so much. I chose to focus on one event or one
all chakras
station for all chakras. And I'm glad I did that because I really haven't allowed myself the time and energy and effort to process what really happened on all they're all, it's just a conversation, a 30-minute conversation. But it was a culminating conversation about something that's been happening for years. So just multifaceted, multi-layered. And it just went so badly for me, that 30 minutes. That I just have been spending the past few weeks scratching my head, going, WTF, where are all my resources? Where were all my tools? Where was all my knowledge? Where was all my whatever that I've been working so hard at? It just went out the window in that conversation. So this was really important to me to unpack it. And what I did for the first time that I can recall is, as we were going through the meditation, I just kept taking notes of what was coming up.
What was coming up. Yeah.
Good. Instead of just staying in the space. I mean, I stayed in the space, but I also added the layer of taking notes. And it was really fascinating to see what came up into my awareness related to the situation. Yeah, so that was very, very powerful. I think I will revisit it again and focus on that same event and just allow myself the more.
Keep processing. I mean, one thing I love about this group is people often go in like directions that I never would have thought, to do. And I love it. Like people, I firmly believe, people receive what they need to receive or process it the way your soul knows you need to process it. So I love that you did that. And I hope that'll be helpful in future to work
Very
with that.
much. And I really think I appreciate the tenor of your voice and the way
Oh.
you present. So thank you so much.
Sure, thank you, sure.
Great.
Anybody else? Lisa?
Okay.
Oh,
No, I'll
Alice?
go. I'll go. Just because I've got it stacked in here, right now. So
Go for it.
what absolute again, thank you, Paula. I agree with Shar. I love the way you pace the meditation. I love the tenor of your voice. It just works perfectly for me.
Oh.
And I really appreciate you for that. But what surprised me is as I went from chakra to chakra, I was totally open. And I basically said to my guides, give me what needs to come in. And what absolutely astonished me is that I got things from childhood, things that I didn't even know had disempowered me, but things that first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade, sixth grade, maybe a high school, maybe a college thing, first husband, because he was a narcissist. And so then that, so I got isolated incidences, and I could see how I got more processing to do, because that is, I just, I wrote notes down, but very quickly, as
Sure.
to capture it, and everything. And I just thought, wow, had no idea that these were disempowering incidences to the extent that they still are. I thought that I had worked on clearing so much all my life that that these are just itty bitty incidences that just need to go. So we'll continue to working on that. Thank you.
Excellent. That's the thing that I've learned in my life is like there's so much in our subconscious tape loop playing in the background, and it's often from early childhood.
Yep.
And we're not even consciously aware of it. And so that's why like I said, in meditation, I don't understand the meditations when they're like, well, just have no thoughts. If you have a thought, send it away. Like I do get that sometimes that's valid, but I feel like to me, meditation is about listening, but not to the, crazy thought mind, but to the important thoughts that need to be heard. So I'm glad you had some new things come up that you
perfect.
can revisit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
How about Lisa? Do you want to share anything?
Hi, Paula. Thank you so much. I felt like you were there in each instance with each chakra. It's, I realized that I have to do a lot of self-discovery because the things that I kept telling myself, you're doing this, you're doing that, deep inside, I don't believe it. And I think it just very quick, my childhood home was so full of life and animation. It was with art and flowers. And then when I left that, and then my mom was alive then, when I left that all behind, a few years later, I looked on Zillow and I looked at that house. It was completely stripped of everything. And I thought, oh my God, it's all gone. Everything. And that just, my creativity has just, it's there, but I don't feel it. It's just so closed off, and it's in a cavern, stuck. That root chakra is just floating there. And so I really have to figure out what it is who I really am. I don't know.
I personally find it helpful when I've done meditations to just ask questions.
Yeah.
And just that's the quiet, but like I said, I don't get like not wanting to hear anything, but I think it's a curated, thing. Like you're curating your thoughts and you're asking yourself, like, what am I missing? Or why am I disconnected from that or my creativity, whatever. Just ask yourself, but because you'll get answers. If you don't feel too much pressure, if you just kind of let it flow, and you can ask one day, and if you don't feel like you get an answer, then ask another day, but asking questions, you'll be surprised that there's answers that want to come through. I think.
Thank you so much. It was awesome.
Nice. Okay, thank you, Lisa. Pamela, I don't know, you came in a little bit late, so I don't know if you were able to participate or just
I came in late. I couldn't find a link for whatever reason. It went to
Oh.
junk mail this time.
Oh,
But I feel very relaxed. I came in and just started breathing and listening to you. If it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 7 minutes, I'm always receiving something.
sure.
If it's relaxation, if it's
Mm,
just breathing and centering
sure.
myself. So thank you so much.
Yeah, sure. Welcome. Cheryl, do you want to share anything?
Yes. Hi, everyone. Thank you, Paula. That was amazing. Again, your voice, it was very, the way you walked through, like with my eyes closed, I just felt very at peace and
Okay.
relaxed, but able to really like tune in on what you were saying.
Mhm.
So that was really nice. I too, like Alice, there was things that popped up that I was like, whoa,
Whoa.
okay. I thought that I had worked through
Yeah.
that, but clearly I need to give it some more love and attention and work
Mhm.
from childhood. So yeah, that was super powerful. So
Yeah.
thank you. Now I know some things I can focus on. So thank you for that.
Yeah, my pleasure. Just, I'm constantly doing this for myself too, all the time, like revisiting things, asking questions, trying to dig out the things that I feel like too that I thought I had dealt with or were over, and like, oh, that came up again. Like, so it's just a constant process.
Yeah.
But I thank you all for joining today. And I guess Alice, you want to stop the recording?
Yes, I do. Thank you.
Yeah. And again, I hope